Hey everyone! In this video, I'll show you an easy way to turn your Google Sheets data into interactive HTML tables using Google Apps Script and the Tabulator JavaScript library. With this method, you can add many interactive features to your table, such as sorting, filtering, searching, pagination, and more. This way, you can present your data nicely with several interactive features for your users. And you don't need to give access to your spreadsheets. So, let's get started. To follow along, go to the blog post linked in the description below. Scroll down until you find the links to the Google Spreadsheet and the Google Apps Script project. Click the link to the Google Spreadsheet and make a copy of it to your Google Drive. Similarly, click the Google Apps Script link. Go to the overview, and click the copy icon to make a copy of the Apps Script files to your Google Drive. Here, you need to replace the spreadsheet ID with the ID of your copied Google Sheets. To do this, go to Google Sheets and copy the spreadsheet ID from the URL. Then, delete the existing one and add the copied spreadsheet ID. Save the project. Next, navigate to the Deploy menu and select New Deployment. Make sure you choose Web App as the deployment type. Fill out the configuration settings accordingly. For the Execute As field, select your email address. Set the Who Has Access option to Anyone, so that anyone with the URL can access your web app, or adjust the settings as needed. Once done, click on Deploy. When you run the code for the first time, it will prompt you to authorize access. Click on Authorize Access, select your email, and then click on the advanced link. After that, click on the link with your app script file name. Finally, click Allow, and then you'll be able to access the web app using the provided URL. Click on the URL to access the web app. In this web app, you'll see an HTML table with several interactive features. The numbers in the rating column from the Google Sheets are visualized as star ratings in this table. You can sort each column in ascending or descending order using the small triangles next to the column headers. The text box above the Reviews column allows you to filter the data based on a minimum number of reviews. The search box at the top of the book title column can be used to search for specific book titles. Similarly, you can filter by number of pages, type, and price using the respective search boxes. In this table, I've set it to display only 10 rows per page. It includes pagination features to navigate between pages. Additionally, users can change the number of rows displayed per page using the Page Size drop-down menu. Now, let's see how you can customize this to display data from your own Google spreadsheet. To explain this, I'm going to use a different dataset stored in another spreadsheet. First, we need to change the spreadsheet ID as we did earlier. Copy the new spreadsheet ID and replace the existing one. Then, we need to update the data range. In our new spreadsheet, the tab containing the data is named Sales. We have the same number of columns as before. Let's update the data range accordingly. Now we've changed the data source. Next, we need to change the column headings and the options to match our new data set. Before that, let me briefly explain the code. In this app script project, we have 4 files. The code.gs file contains the server-side scripts of the project. The doGet function serves the web page template and prepares it for display. The getData function fetches and formats data from your Google Sheet into a structured format. The include function inserts content from another HTML file into the main template. The javascript.html file contains the logic to fetch the data from the server, create the interactive table using the Tabulator library. The css.html file includes the external style sheets from Bootstrap and Tabulator, which enhance the web app's visual appearance and styling. The index.html file defines the basic structure of the web page and contains a placeholder for the data table. The content from the javascript.html and css.html files is included in this file using the server-side include function explained earlier. The modifications to the table can be done in the create table function of the javascript.html file. The configuration of each column is defined under the columns property. It's an array that specifies details about how each data field should be displayed and behave within the table. Each element within the array is an object containing properties that define how the corresponding column is displayed in functions. Let's update these elements to match our data table. The first column of the data table is product ID. So, we can remove the formatter part. Then you need to update the field name to match the exact column header in the Google Sheets. Here, the column header is product ID. Let's also update the title with the same name. The second column is product name. Assign the same name to the field and title properties. Let's set the header filter property to true and remove the other parts we don't need. So, we will have the search box at the top of the product name column. The third column is category. Let's change the field name and title accordingly. Let's keep the header filter set to true and change the placeholder to category, and remove the width property. The fourth column is price. Let's update the field name and title accordingly. For this column, let's add a filter to show only records with a price less than the entered value. To achieve this, we can use the less than filter custom function I've included below in the code. So, the placeholder text should be max price, and we'll set the header filter func property to less than filter. Similarly, for the inventory column, let's use the greater than filter to show only records with an inventory value greater than the entered value. Let's change the placeholder text to min inventory. This time we are going to use the greater than filter custom function. Then add a column to short description field also. Save the project. Let's make a test deployment to see the changes. In the Apps Script Editor, go to Deploy, and select Test Deployment. Click the provided URL to access the web app. Now you can see data from the new Google spreadsheet displayed under the corresponding column headers. Let's adjust the width of the short description column. To do that, we'll set the width property for that column. Save the project and refresh the web app. Now you should see the increased width of the short description column. Let's check if our search and filter fields are working properly. The max price filter doesn't seem to be working. Let's convert the data type to numbers and try again. Now it is working. For any further customization needs, refer to the Tabulator documentation. The Tabulator JavaScript library has an enormous number of features to help you customize your table experience. You can easily find and incorporate code snippets for your required features from their documentation. For example, if you want to further customize the sorting functionality, you can go to the sorting section in their documentation, copy the relevant code snippets, and add them to your code. Thank you for watching.